Welcome to the Pikeville College School of Osteopathic Medicine Cadaver Memorial Ceremony conducted by the class of 2011. The Cadaver Memorial Ceremony is an annual event here at PCSOM, as well as at many other medical schools. It is a service to help us give our respects for those who gave us so much. It takes courage and a completely unselfish person to donate their body to science. Now that our gross anatomy class has come to a close, let us honor and remember those who willingly gave of themselves so that we could have the best learning experience possible.
How should we honor our cadavers? How should we perceive them and understand them? Is this a person, a patient, just a body, a tool for teaching, an accompaniment for illustrations and lecture? I think a true definition of our cadavers and a beautiful way to remember and honor them is to consider their sacrifice, their offering. Sacrifice involves giving away that which is very near and dear to us. This means it is not sacrifice if we give what we can afford or what we don't want or need. Also, it is not sacrifice unless it is given with the right purpose and for the right reasons. But to sacrifice, then, is to give something sacred and cherished for the betterment of others. Our cadavers, their sacrifice, is important to remember and understand so their gift isn't lost with us. William James said, the greatest use of life is to spend it for something that will outlast it. They were able to sacrifice because they could look past the present and know the cost, the inconvenience, the pain, now would be worth the rewards. Their sacrifice must continue with our service and sacrifice to others.
Had you asked me the first week of school how many members were in my lab group, I would have said 5. Danny, Ali, Holly, Emily, and myself. It would be a few weeks into school before I realized I was leaving out the most important person, and that was Virginia. This memorial was never something I envisioned myself attending. I thought it was a nice tip of the hat, a nice gesture. A contribution was made by our donors, but it was one component of a much larger process, or so I thought. As the weeks progressed, I was very humbled. Week in and week out, Virginia presented me with the greatest opportunities to learn. In fact, she left me no excuse not to learn. Virginia was faithful, and while I sometimes faltered, she never did. All the mornings I was too sleepy to learn, all the mornings I had a bad attitude, and all the mornings I passed incessantly BSing with the professors, Virginia was always patiently waiting, ready to teach. When I would talk to my girlfriend on the phone, she would ask me what we were learning with Virginia. When I emailed my lab partners, the contact was called Team Virginia. Inside and outside the lab, Danny and I would boast to anyone who would listen about the superior structures that could be found in Virginia. When anyone looked at Virginia without closing the facilities to our group standards, we were all beside ourselves with disbelief and defense. It was somewhere in all that I realized that this memorial was not optional at all. I never dismissed the sacrifice that our donors had made, but my mistake was to consider it a one-time donation. In my mind, it was a decision, a donation, and it was appreciated, but it was a one-time gesture. I realize now that Virginia did not make a one-time donation. It was every Tuesday and every Thursday of every week that she gave of herself. Week in and week out, she never stopped giving to my education, and she never asked for anything in return. In another life, if I ever had the chance to talk to Virginia, I would say thank you. I would say thank you for all the teaching you did for me. I would tell her that all the questions that I missed on all the practicals, which were quite a few, that it was always a shortcoming with the pupil and not with the teacher. I think of all the times, all the hours that I spent in lab, and all the times it took me 2, 3, 4, 5 times to get something right. And most of all, if I could, I would say to Virginia, thank you for always being so very patient with me. Thank you.